Well, you've got financial questions, and money and business expert Derek Kinney has answers to those. Today, once again, we are opening up the viewer email inbox, and we've got Derek back with us once again to answer some of those questions. Hey, Derek, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. One of the most fun episodes I get to do. I'm looking forward to this.
I always like it when we get to people's questions because, usually this asks a question that a lot of people actually have. So let's get right into the inbox here. The first one comes from Brian in Frisco. He writes, "My credit score is really hurting me. What is the best way to boost it as quickly as possible?" Derek, I was just looking at that not long ago, and a lot of Texans don't have the greatest of credit scores.
Well, first of all, many people say, well, don't use credit. The bottom line is our economy is built on credit, and it's built on people getting paid twice a month. So if you're self-employed, it's even harder. The bottom line is put affordable amounts on the credit card and pay it off every month. And when you begin doing that every single month, you're going to see your credit score gradually come back up again because it shows that you have the ability to make money and put things on the card and pay it off. Even if you know you want to pay cash, put it on the card because it shows a credit history, which is what the credit cards want to see to know and confirm your score is going higher.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. Let's ask the next one here from Orlando, who lives in Grand Prairie. He's asking, we're planning our July family vacation. That sounds great, but don't want to go into debt. That sounds great too. What tips do you have to help save us some money? I think a lot of people are thinking about that, Derek, because vacation is expensive, but we still want to do it.
Well, we do. And the bottom line is trips are more fun when you're not paying them off a year later. What you want to do is think back to the great photos and memories, not the fact I'm still paying this credit card off a year from now when you're planning next year's trip. So here's what I would do. Have a family meeting and talk about what people's expectations are, because some parents assume their kids want to do this when actually they want to do completely something different. So involve the team and be open about the cost. This is a great way to train your kids in money lessons on mom and dad work hard, and here's what it costs to buy things, just so you know what that looks like. And you'd be surprised, they might want to chip in, they might want to work a little bit and feel like you're part of it, but have the meeting, but also do some deal shopping. Look for packages, whether they be the airlines or maybe you drive there, get a great hotel package. Bottom line is comparison shop. Travel prices are probably going to come down a bit because they're so competitive and they want to draw people in.
Okay, let's get to number 3 here. This comes from Raquel in McKinney. She's saying this afternoon, Derek, I have an idea to start a small business. What are the biggest financial mistakes to avoid? Derek, a lot of us always want to know what the secrets are to success. Sometimes those are being able to avoid the mistakes.
That is so well put right there, Jason. And the bottom line is don't be tempted when you're on your social media and you see that, oh my gosh, if you buy this one real estate course, you're going to be a millionaire within 60 days. It often doesn't work like that. So what you want to do is test your idea and test it on people and ask them, would they be willing to pay for what you're offering? And typically it's ideas like, what are you good at? What do your friends and family and coworkers often ask your help with? And for you, it's so easy, but for them, it adds big value, or it's something you really enjoy. What you don't want to do is go get that advanced course for thousands of dollars or go back to school. Simply ask people, would you pay for this? Would this help solve your pain points? And if so, that can be your easy access to starting a small business.
Makes a lot of sense too. Let's get to one more question here this afternoon. This comes from Donna, who is in Fort Worth. She is asking this afternoon, for a beginner like me, what are the best ways to invest in the stock market? Derek, I know that you've spent a lot of years investing in that stock market. Put it in lay terms for those of us who haven't.
Well, first of all, I really like the stock market because you're betting on the top companies and the top CEOs who are heavily incentivized to do well for shareholders. That's a pretty good opportunity there. What you don't want to do, though, is wait to the end of the month to save. We know that often there's more month left than there is money, and that gets people into trouble. So you want to set up a fixed amount, say $100, $200, $50 on the first of each month, and add that into your stock portfolio. And ideally, to make it simple, buy what are called exchange traded funds. These are miniature indexes that you can buy through any reputable financial advisor, online brokerage. They make it easy to get your feet wet and buy things like the S&P 500, International Index, the NASDAQ. All of those things are easy ways to invest, but just have the discipline to do it the first of the month and do it every month.
That makes sense. You know, and you don't have to be a pro that way. There's very smart people who are overseeing those things, and you're not having to do all the reading on all of these different stocks and funds and so forth.
That's exactly right. And what we find is that rarely do experts ever beat the S&P 500. So simply buying the S&P can be a great way to put your investments on autopilot, do what you're good at, make more money, and then your money's working as hard for you as you work for it.
And that way you're not pulling your hair out trying to figure this thing out, because even the experts can't figure out a way to beat it a lot of times. Derek Kinney, he wrote the book. It's called Good Money Revolution. Derek, as always, thanks for all the sage advice.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jason. Good to see you.